Hello there. Alright, let's get this going. Welcome to DD's tutorial. Hello, I'm DD. Alright, so here we go. I'm just going to take you through the whole thing. Um, so basically, here's your thing. I don't know if you're working off your laptop, you're working off Steven's, but this is the basic setup here. I have two screens, but I can't record both screens, so I'm just going to do it on this. Okay, so items, process clips, raw footage, scenes, sequences, and temp. So what we're going to do, we're using scene 64 as our little example here. That's the scene where you meet Katie in the cafeteria. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to load up our footage. Go down to scenes, scroll down. I'm going to press the tilde key. That's the key right next to the number 1 to make that full screen. And we'll go up to 64, click on that. Alright, now you're going to do two things here. First thing, select them all, click the first one, and shift click down there, right click, and then go down to open in source monitor. Now, you're on a PC, I'm on a Mac, things are a little different. If I say command, you hit control. I'll try to say control though. So open in source monitor. Let it load up. So there we go. So now you can easily go up here and change between take 1, that's take 2, take 3, right. And then we have 64B take 1, so those are just different angles. Yeah. Okay, so we got that. So now go back down here, and then right click it, and now open in timeline. And so now here that will open in the timeline. So you can see here it's out of order for some reason, but no it's not. We got 64 take 1, take 2, take 3, then 64B take 1. So it does open in order. So now, just trust me on this. So now go back and solo these. Solo, close, solo, close, solo, close, and solo, close. So now when you go over here and you play,
Compliment.
you'll just hear the external audio. You've got to do that. So that's the first thing you do. Next up, you're going to go, now you have to create the sequence. So we've done two things so far. One, we've loaded the footage into the source monitor, so now we can easily just click all this stuff and change between takes, so you don't have to go down here and keep double clicking and crap like that. And then we opened them in the timeline down here and soloed the audio, so we just hear the good audio. Alright, so I'm going to press the tilde key to bring this back full screen. Now we're going to go down to sequences, and then scene sequences, and then we'll go down here to our dummy sequence. Alright, so just click it, and right click, new sequence from clip. Boom. And see, now that's there. So before you mess with that, this is just example footage right here. That's another thing. Don't worry about that. So open that back up, go down to what you just created. It'll say dummy sequence, and see how that has that icon. Don't touch that. Change the one with this little like jagged type offset icon. That's what you just created. That's a sequence. This is a clip icon for what it's worth. This is a sequence icon. Okay, so now we're going to change the name. And so this is scene 64, so you'd type 064 underline sequence. So I don't get confused on my edit. I am just going to call it example format. And I'm going to add temp just because it helps me remember things. Oops. Okay, so there's that. Press the tilde key to get out of that. So now we're looking at our timeline here. So you can go down here, you can press Control A or Command A, or you can just click and drag to get that and delete that stuff. Alright, and at this point, you want to save. So just Command S. Control S, sorry. Okay, so now it's time to start editing. Well, the first thing you want to do, you want to review your footage. And so you'll go up here, and it's already on take 1. And so obviously you can just scroll through, and you press play and look. A little keyboard shortcut to fast forward and rewind. J, K, and L. J goes backwards, K stops, L goes forwards. Just J makes a backwards thing, L makes a forward thing if you look at the actual construct of the letter. And then if you press it fast, you can go faster. I use this all the time. Then even if you hold down K and press L or J, you can slow-mo forward. Also on your keyboard, the arrow keys up, down, left, right, that'll take you frame by frame. So also down here, the full, I don't know how good your video card is, but full is pretty intensive, so you might want to go down to 1/4. Okay, now, I forgot to mention this, so if you're freaking out and you don't see this right here, how it has both multi-cameras, go down to this wrench here, and you're going to, where is it? I don't know, it should just pop up, but if it doesn't, click on that wrench and look through here, and it should say something like enable multicam. But it should just pop up for you. I don't see this right here. Okay. Alright, so now, dang it, this is the wrong scene. This is not the scene that I wanted to work with, but whatever, we'll just go with it. Okay, so take one. So here we go. Ooh, I like this. Alright, let's start right here. So press an endpoint, you know that, and then you'll press play. Okay, I really like this take. Let's do this. So we'll go up to here and out, and then you press the period key, I think it is, to get it on there. Okay. So now we're at the timeline here, and we see that. Now we don't see the multicam anymore, so if you want to see that, go over to the wrench and click multi-camera. And now that pops up. And so now if you're wanting to multicam edit off of this clip, you can press play, and then you can click that, I want to go to that angle, click the other one, I want to go to that angle, or you can press 1 and 2 respectively. Let's go to the second camera, pressing 2. Let's go back to camera 1, pressing 1, and press spacebar to stop. Now if you look down here in the timeline again, you can see all of these cuts. So, and we'll just watch it. I'm not pressing buttons, it just recorded what I did.
Mine didn't have a grade.
Alright, so now say that's good and dandy, but now this next part here, I like the rest of it down here, but I want to put a middle part in that. There's a couple of ways to go about it. What I do, you press the C key, just to make sure, and C is in cat. That's, you see my razor blade tool. It's over here, but that will you click that and move the cursor. Now you can see there's an edit there, so I can drag that out. Command Z to undo that. And so now say I wanted this other part from take 2, you know, well, that was a funny look. Go back to him. I want that look on him. Then boom, spacebar to stop, out point. And then just bring your cursor over here, and you will press the comma key. Comma inserts, and it's going to push everything down here over. See how it just moved down, Command Z to get, so boom. If you press period, so these are two common things to do, but they're very different. The comma will scoot everything down in the timeline. The period will just straight up override it. So now it will step in, you press the plus key right here, step in, and I use my magic mouse to scroll back and sideways. If you don't have a magic mouse, it's just an Apple mouse, you won't be able to do that, so you have to do this, which kind of sucks. So yeah, I lost my train of thought there.
Something of a...
So anyway, so yeah, so that is how you're gonna get footage in there. Just trying to think what else to tell you here. So let's Command Z out of that. Over here in the source monitor, see the yellow box around the thing? That is your active camera. So if you have that one clicked, when you put that into the timeline, I'm going to press the comma key. Now down here it's going to scoot down. That is going to be that camera. You can see it up here. That's that camera angle. Now let's Command Z to go back out of that. If I click this camera and press the comma key to insert that edit, if you look down here again, see it's that shot. Another easy way and a way to change that is simple. Just go down here, say I like that, but I want this one again. I want this one again. You can either just put your cursor above that and just go back here and click it. Simple as that. It is as simple as that. So now let's say this looks good.
You know,
it's gibberish though, you know, I mean in real life, but I want this clip to go over a little farther. I don't want it to cut right with the audio. Because one of the big tips of cutting is, dude, audio it's crazy how much a cut shouldn't work, but the sound makes it right. So press N as in nerd. And if it's not that, go over here to this quadruple arrow, the rolling edit tool. And so I'm going to press the plus key to zoom in here, and I'm going to click on this. And now we can extend this or pull it back, right? And that, now if you notice, the cut mark is over here. So Command Z to get out of that. Let's just watch this. Let's watch where the cut happens. Boom, there's the cut. Let's say I want to keep on your shot longer. Press, go back there. Now see,
my mother
boom, I keep saying boom, but now it changed. So yeah, that's the rolling edit tool. You can do that for audio as well, like this. Sometimes you won't want everything moving together. See how I just clicked one and they all move together. Command Z to get out of that. That is the linked selection. So it's pressed in right now. So if I take that off, now I should be able to just move one at a time if I want. This is getting a little more advanced, but if you need to use it, it's there. Let's see here. Okay, so now let's say this clip's looking good, but it's too long. It's too long.
Thank you.
What you can do here is, I'm sure you know this stuff already, but this erase thing right here. Now here, if you use the link selection, if you do that, it should take, well, it didn't. So yeah, I just lasso it and do that. I don't like to use link selection because sometimes you'll have stuff going on down in the other side of the timeline that is still linked to this. And when you use linked selection, it will, it can mess stuff up. So I like to be in control of everything. You don't want the computer doing anything for you, really. So I usually leave that off unless I'm doing a very basic edit, which that's what this is right now. So anyway, just how to move stuff back. So you see this red arrow thing, and press V as in Vicky to get down to your pointer. So we were on, I said N for that. If you hold your cursor, it'll show you the cuts, or the keyboard shortcuts, and that's selection tool V. So I'm going to press V to get back to that. So I'm going to highlight that crap. And now you just put your cursor over on the right side of it, and I can just click and drag to where I want. And boom, it's gone. Alright, and if you decide to change it, say no, Command Z, obviously. Now say you actually want this clip to be longer. Before we could have just done the rolling edit tool, which is the same thing, but we're already here, so do that, drag over. But see, it won't let you do it. That's right, I forgot. I'm just thinking about Avid. So yes, it wants you to use the rolling edit tool. So you'll press N to make that longer. So use the rolling edit tool to make clips longer. So now we made this clip shorter, right? And there is a gap there. So you can click this and do backspace or delete or whatever, and now it's gone. All right. But the problem with that works, but the problem is that took an extra step. When we can just do it in one keystroke. The thing about this is you want to be as efficient as possible, because when you're editing, you're pressing a lot of buttons. And if you can do something that saves you a couple of clicks over a 5-hour editing session, man, that could be 20 minutes of extra clicking. You just never know. And then over the course of a movie, it's saving you hours. So here, see how we had this on here? Now I'm going to hold the Command key. And see, I had it right on the thing, so you got to have it just a little bit to the left. Let's step in here, press plus sign. I'm going to scroll over. I'll use this. So I have it here. The red thing means it's going to go back like that, but we don't want that. Command Z. I'm going to press Command. For you, it should be Control. And now see how it turned yellow? Okay, I'm going to go ahead and highlight all this stuff again. So Command, and now there's that. And now we're going to do the exact same thing. I'm going to make it shorter. But now watch what happens. There's not going to be a gap. I'm going to let go. And everything's scooted down. So it automatically deleted that space. And you can do it from the other side too. Say you're watching this clip and you're like, it's a couple frames too long. So let's try it here. And you'll park your thing there and just, blah, blah. Hold Control. Click that. It's yellow now. Bring it up there, and now this will scoot over this way. My computer's running really slow because I'm running this recording software. So yeah, so that is that of the editing stuff that I can think about right now. just like I said, make sure, you know, remember the razor blade tool. Click on that, and you can take that stuff. But actually, one thing you can do sometimes, you don't have to use the blade tool. If you just go over here and you press that comma key, so we already have an in and out point. Let's just go ahead and make that a little bigger. I'm going to press backslash, and that brings you to full screen mode on your timeline. Let's just drag this down a little bit. And now I'm going to go back up here on the left. Let's look on the right. See, we have this shot of him. And now I'm going to go over here and I'm going to press the comma key. And that placed all that in and out point stuff in between. So you don't have to do the razor blade tool either. So that's the way to save time. So, yeah, that's that. That's all I can think of right now. So now, say we do our edit or whatever. Here's the thing too, just a little tip, pressing backslash to get back to that view. Whoops, there we go. You can always see 0, 0, that means you're at the front. It's like, I've done this edit, I'm pretty happy with it, but I really want to try this other thing here. Sometimes trying something new is very easy. A lot of times it is. It's just like, it's fine. You're just a couple of Command Z's away of getting right back to where you were. But if you're looking at something that's going to take a couple of more operations, a couple of extra steps, my best advice is to just go ahead and highlight this. You can just press Command or Control A to select all. And then, I don't know what it is on yours. It might be Alt or it might be Option. On mine, it's Option, but you hold Option. I'm going to scroll down just a little bit, give myself some room. I'm going to scroll down, and I'm going to hold Option, and I'm going to click and drag over. Alright? And so now, that just copied that whole thing I did. And so now I can sit here and say, yeah, I'm going to make some crazy changes to this now. Boom, let's get that off or whatever. I'm going to press the backslash to get back there. A good idea here is to just go over here now so you can stay organized and press M as in monkey. And that adds a marker. You see here, and you can just double click that and you can name it. And I would just name it version 1 or something. And then you can go over here and do it again. Press M. It didn't pop up. All right. Yeah, I don't know why that's not. That definitely should work. There we go. And just double click that, and this will be version 2. And so that way, if you have 5 versions, you can look at it and be like, oh, and you can just put your cursor over there, and it says version 2. Okay. So say here we are. Now we're happy with that. Now it's time to throw it in the actual timeline. So what I do here, you can't really press Command A since we have 2 versions. It'll select that too. So just go ahead and lasso this. Excuse me. And then press Control C for copy, and then Control V for paste. So we'll just Command Z for me. Copied that. And press our tilde key just to give us some more room to see. And then we'll go up to the, God, this is so slow. Go up to the official sequences. I'm just going to close that for a minute. So down here to official sequences, open that, and say we're on part 3 right now. And we'll double click that to open it. And so that's where that is. And we'll put it at the end or whatever, and you can just press Command V. So now here's something pretty dang fun. So that's where that is, and then you'll just go over here and make another marker, press M, and double click it, and give it the scene title, so 064. So now, what you're going to be dealing with is, you're going to have to get this in there, like in here somewhere. And this is a little strange. So, say we need it. This is the start of a scene right here. Actually, let's go over here to the blue stuff, because that's easy to see. So, we need it right in front of these blue takes. The green cameras are multicam. The blue stuff is just single camera. Now, not to confuse you, because some of the single camera stuff is multicam, because that's how you sync audio with in Premiere Pro is to make multicam sequences, because Premiere sucks and I don't know. I don't want to get into that right now. So here's what you do. So this is our new take or our new scene or whatever. So you're going to lasso that, and now you're going to press, I guess, Control. It's Command on mine. So here's just my regular, watch my cursor, there's the arrow, hold Command, and now it turns into that. You see that little yellow arrow. What this means, I'm going to click and drag this, and make sure and put your marker there. So you can just easily line it up with it. Whoops. All right. And also you want to see this snapping. The snapping, it'll snap to the end of cuts, the end of edits to an end point. You can also go ahead and just put an end point there, maybe just to make it easier. So there we go. So now we're going to try to get this in here. So we should see everything scoot down back here, but nothing up here will be affected. So bring this over here. Hold Command or Control, whatever it is, to give you that. Now we're going to click and drag over. Now see that? And now we're going to, all right. Whoops. See those X's above, right below the little yellow Parker on the top of the timeline? That means it's aligned perfectly with the thing. And now we're going to let go. And that's a big action for this recording software. And so there we go. Boom. Everything's scooted down. That's that. I'm going to, if that makes sense. So Command Z out of that because I don't want to do that. So yeah, just click what you want. Hold Command, and then there you go. All right, so what I would do, I assume you're probably just watching this right now. Watch it again, get a piece of paper, and write down all those little things like hold Command. It's called I don't know, get in there, but like the ripple thing, the yellow thing where you hold Command, that one. The other yellow one where you try to do that and scoot things down. I don't know. Just, you can watch the video again. So yeah, then you'll just save that. And also you'll go back here into this area here. Go back to your clips. And we're going to reopen these. So highlight them. Right click. Open them in timeline again. Give it a second. And now we're going to go back and the same thing we did, except we're going to unsolo them. Just close it, unsolo, close it. All right. And then, so yeah, and then you just go up here and you just press close all. And you're done. So I mean that's pretty much it. Just let me know if you have any questions. I'm sure I missed something. Happy editing. How do I stop this thing?